What's up everyone? In this video, I'm just taking a look at the 80W by GVM. It's a budget-friendly, continuous LED video light, and I was just wondering if it might be good for your productions. If you're new here, my name is Caleb and I've been doing freelance video production since 2012, but this channel is to help you make your own videos, whether you just started or you've been making them for a while, whether you use the GH5 or any other camera. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, so GVM did send me this 80W and I'm not required to say anything good or bad about it, so thank you GVM. But I wanted to test it out because it is a budget-friendly light and a lot of us are on budgets and we wanna make, content like YouTube content, or even maybe get some client gigs. And we wanna have good lighting that doesn't break the bank. So I thought I'd give this 80 watter, the 80W by GVM, I thought I'd give it a shot and see what it could do in simple lighting situations. Now, not too long ago, I did a live stream where I actually unboxed the 80W, and that was kind of a good time. I hadn't done a live stream before, and so hanging out with you guys in the chat and everything, that was a good time, which I'm hoping to do some more live streams here in the near future. And here's what came in the package that GVM sent me with the 80W. And there are different packages on Amazon that you can get, but this one came with obviously the 80W, also the power cord and power brick, some reading material, a little baggie for the softbox that I will probably never use because the softbox was hard to put together and I don't necessarily want to take it apart. The famous softbox that I was talking about with the Bowens mount. And now this softbox is a 22-inch softbox, so it is nice and it's nice and small. Then also in the package that GVM sent me, this particular package came with a light stand. Now, even on the live stream, there were a few things that I noticed right away with the 80W. And the first is that there was no plastic cover covering this LED. Now, I feel like this would probably be the most important part of the light, and I figured that while shipping, you'd probably want that part protected. So on the live stream, it kind of shocked me while I was unboxing it, and still to this day, a few days later, I'm still surprised that there was not a plastic cover covering this LED during shipping. Now, another thing I noticed about the 80W right away was just the size of it. I mean, this thing is small and compact. Now, I can fit it in a small hard case along with the power cord and the power brick, and that makes for easy transportation if I'm heading to a set and need to use this light. Now, another thing I noticed right away was that this light was actually really bright. I plugged it in and turned it on the live stream and it just lit up the room. And as I've been playing with it the past few days, I noticed how bright it gets. In some cases, I would probably never even go past halfway on the dial. Now, you're gonna have a lot of light output on this 80 watter and it's gonna be able to fill the room. Another thing I noticed right away when I turned it on was that the fan was a little bit louder than I was hoping it was gonna be. I was hoping with a small body like this, you wouldn't have a super loud fan, but unfortunately the fan was a little bit louder than I was hoping it'd be. Okay, so here's a few quick specs on the 80W. It is a dimmable one beam LED controlled with a little knob, a little dial right here on the back of the light. It is a daylight LED at 5600K, so you're not gonna have to worry about the light getting yellow, that type of thing. It's daylight, 56K continuous, and it has a high color rendering index of over 97. So that's gonna lead to some really good color. And I don't have all the tools to actually test what that looks like, but from what I've seen so far, it has been pretty impressive. And probably one of my favorite parts about this light is that it is a Bowens mount. So you're gonna be able to kind of change in and out different accessories for the light with that Bowens mount. So normally on a set, like for an interview, that type of thing, I would be using an Aperture 120D. So I'm just gonna set this 80W up like I would set up a 120D, and I might even actually set up my 120D to kind of compare them a little bit, but we'll see how this 80W does in a similar situation to that. Here's why I think the 80W might be a good purchase for your production. First of all, this thing is super affordable. So for this package that GVM sent me, it's $169 US. Now, during the time of this recording, that also includes a $30 coupon that you can use to get this $30 off. So really for 140 bucks, you're getting this full light setup. So yes, this package is affordable, but another reason you might want this for your production is that it's a super bright light. You'd totally be able to fill up a room or use it in an interview setting where you might be battling some maybe window light or something like that. So another reason this might be good for you is just the compact size. I mean, this thing is pretty small. And like I said, I was able to fit it in a small hard case to kind of protect the light, especially with not having a plastic cover for that LED. You'll want to keep it protected. And so maybe that compact size would be something that's good for you. Another reason you might want to consider this light for your production is the Bowens mount. It's so nice that it does not have its own type of mount. And with the Bowens mount, you'd be able to switch in and out different softboxes or domes. I could use this 22-inch dome that I have here on my Aperture 120D. I don't know if I'd want to use the big dome on this, but I could swap them out if I wanted to. Another reason you might want to consider this light is just the continuous 5600K daylight LED. That way you know you have that. You can dial in your settings, your white balance settings, especially in a studio like this. And another thing I noticed about this light is I had it running to test it out for about a half hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in there, and I didn't notice any flickering. So that should allow for some good interviews or even a hair light. All right, now let's go over some reasons why this might not be the best light for your production. First of all, it's just the overall build of the light. Now this thing is plastic and it does not feel like a good plastic. So I'm kind of bummed about the build quality of this light. And actually part of me is a little worried that I might actually break this tightening knob right here. If I go to over tighten it or loosen it while being too tight, I'm just not impressed with the overall build quality. Now, there are some metal components for heat dissipation, so that part's good, but it does just feel like a cheap plastic. Another reason this might not be the best light for your production is just the inconsistent output with the dimmer switch. I'm just gonna turn this knob here, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it on screen or not, but if you're all the way down, you're fine, but there is just a little bit of a jump when you turn it about a quarter of the way. So I'm gonna go up, bringing it up, and then it just really jumps up right there. And then, and I noticed this with some other reviews that I saw, is that when you get to about halfway, that almost maxes out the light. So I'm halfway right now, and then if I go the rest of the way, there's not a big change from halfway to 99, 100%. And then going back down, it's like it almost shuts off there. Now I don't have it turned off, but it's almost like it's off. And then bring it up and there's a big jump up right there. So there is just a little bit of an inconsistency in the knob, and the knob does not have any way of knowing at what percentage you're at. So it's just a minus to plus, and you just turn the knob. That is the only way to gauge where you're at. So you're not gonna be able to dial in 20%, or if you need 56%, you're not gonna be able to dial that in. You're just gonna have to kind of guesstimate with the knob. And this leads me to my other point, that it might not be the best for you in your production because there's really no other control over the light other than that dimmer switch. But for 169 bucks, I think it's okay. Another reason this might not be the best for you is the fan noise. And I don't know if that's because of the plastic construction, if that kind of makes it a little bit louder, but the fan might be too loud for some of you when you're capturing your audio. It probably is something that you'd be able to go in and capture and eliminate. I wish the fan was just a little bit quieter in this compact size light. So like I said just a little bit ago, I ran the light for 30 to 45 minutes and I had it on half power, but during that time I did not notice the metal elements getting too hot to touch. But I did see in some cases where people were looking at this light that they were having some overheating issues, which if you're on a set, that might be an issue for you. So what are your thoughts on this light from what you've seen so far? Let me know down in the comments. I'm gonna leave a link in the comments as well if you wanna check this light out on Amazon. It is an affiliate link, which If you click on it, it totally helps out this channel and supports this channel, which I do appreciate. Again, GVM, thank you for sending me this 80W. Now, if you have time, it'd be awesome if you stuck around, maybe watch one of these videos that's popping up on your screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.